focus on a little bit more mechanic. Makes it easier to go on the course anyway. I'm going to have to give that one to the golfing gods. Kind of some tips and exercises, but I'm going to show you what I do. We're joining the dots together. Let's see if I can make a hole in one for you. That is looking pretty on it, to be fair. This is a learned movement, what we're doing here. You can see it's now pulling down my right elbow. Beautiful. So difficult. Can I go home now? Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Warren Bennett. We've got Trev. You might see the noisy end of him just down there. And welcome to another video. And it's Christmas Eve today, so if Christmas is your thing, have a very happy Christmas. Personally for me, it's going to be a little bit quieter than normal because of Dad passing away this year, so it's going to feel a little bit strange. But anyway, if you're celebrating Christmas, have a happy and healthy one. If you're playing golf, enjoy your game. So this one's a little bit of a different video. It's about practice. Now hopefully we can dip our toe into a bit of practicing. I'm going to tell you kind of some tips and exercises, but I'm going to show you what I do to practice in terms of how I structure my practice time here. Obviously it's different. At certain times of the year we don't practice as much as we need because it's more playing, but in the northern hemisphere right now, as you can probably see, it's a little bit wintry, so it's a good time for us to focus on a little bit more mechanics. So I'm going to show you kind of a structured practice session that I would do. Get the front camera set up. We're going to set the drone up. So there's going to be multiple cameras and hope you enjoy it. Okay, so I've just broken down the bucket of balls I've got here. I've got 10 and then 3 lots of 15. So first of all, we're going to have a little warm up. Not going to really think about anything. First swings of the day. If you go to a professional tournament, you never see a professional grab the driver straight away. So they just kind of warm up, hit little kind of pitches, maybe 30, 40 yards, just to kind of get your balances sorted out. So obviously, so this video you're going to see a lot more hitting and a lot less waffling. I might waffle in between shots. I'm working on kind of just a very basic stuff here. Like I say, you can see here I'm holding my finish. Nothing too strenuous here, just getting our body warmed up. Just maybe lengthen it slightly there. We're not going to do anything full out here. We're not going to work our way up to full out shots. Now, if I was playing in a competition, if I was warming up properly, obviously I'd probably hit more shots than this, more warm-up shots than this. Probably start off a little bit smaller, maybe just some little chip shots. Golf feels very different. It might feel fantastic one day and the weirdest sport the next. Just the fundamentals, nice light grip, and just clipping them away. So obviously if you're paying for your balls, it's not, you don't want to warm up with 30 golf balls. But just like practice swings as well. I didn't do any really practice swings there, did I? But yeah, have a load of practice swings, hit some shots in the net, yeah, and get yourself prepared. First category is going to be, I'm going to do some drills here. And the second category, we're going to do some speed work in terms of my swing. We're going to join these dots together with my drill. And at the end, I'm going to show you, kind of simulate golf course. We're going to do target practice at the end. I've got some targets out there. I'll send the drone out there so you can actually see where the ball lands. Okay, so the first section is going to be about drill work. So me being a golfer who's a little bit slidey, a bit underneath the plane line, keeps the club face open, blocks it out for a bad one, I'm going to work on the opposite of that. So I'm going to work on getting the club, getting my hands a little bit more out in front of me, and then really work on some rotations. So I'm going to work on breaking these down. So in terms of out here, keep the club nice and shallow, hands out in front of me like you can see. And I'm going to really work on this pivot on the way through. Really going to get my top half working over my bottom half. So to set that up, I'm going to shallow, a little bit of squatting, as you can see everything's level, and I'm going to really turn through. Remember, this isn't really a technical instructional video, it's showing me the type of things I would work on. Down, I would really get my shoulder coming through there. Beautiful. And then I would make that a little bit smaller, kind of break the distance down a little bit and really make sure I get in that position, exaggerated obviously. But you can see there with the slow-mo, can really kind of get my shoulder into the ball line there, down, pivot through. It's not really a distance exercise, hit that one really fat. And remember, it's not really a distance exercise, it's not really a result-based exercise, it's just getting my mechanics in a place where it's telling my body, because I haven't really practiced a lot at all, to be honest with you. Squat, bit of shallowing, right arm out in front of me. Now I've got to pull my hands back as well as turning through. So you can see from the behind view, when I pull my hand back, which is opposite to what I get underneath, work on my release So my release is getting my hand going towards my left knee, getting the club out. You can see it's now pulling down my right elbow, or right forearm hopefully, and then I'm going to turn through it. I'm not just doing it with my hands, I'm going to turn my body through. So you can see I'm going to try and mimic that position as close as I can. Hit this one really soft. I did that without stopping that time. Really get my pivot working. Beautiful. In finned it, you can see the result was rubbish. I don't care. Really breaking my mechanics down here. Okay, so you can see it's not a distance exercise because the ball's not going anywhere, but that's okay. And if you've got a bucket of 60, you don't want to hit too many doing that because it's going to cost you a bit of money. So in between those swings, you can do some practice swings. Really take your time in between shots, because if you're here to make some changes, and we all know as golfers how difficult changing is, isn't it, in terms of technique, you've really got to take your time. Really got to show your muscles and your brain the way to swing, because this is a learned exercise. This is a learned movement, what we're doing here. It's like playing the guitar. You can't all of a sudden play the guitar quickly and all of a sudden learn the chords. You've got to be able to kind of break it down bit by bit and then join the dots together. So in terms of joining the dots together, that's what we're going to do next. Okay, we're going full swings, but we're going to go different speeds here. So we're joining the dots together as best as we can. We're going to go full swing, nice and light, smooth. What does our swing feel like? Remember, it's so much easier to work on different aspects of our swing when you take the pace off. Nice and slow, 1 or 2 out of 10. Nice full swing. Even that, I can see now a little bit of fade on it, which I like, because through my playing days I always saw an inside flippy. Always used to fat it because it was always inside this club. And most of all, the more I practiced, the more my back hurt, which proves that I had body stall because I was too inside. That's why I really like this squatting and the plane being shallow, my hands being out. That gives me the ability to get this club back to the ball by a little bit of re-rotation of the wrists, but most of all, getting some pivot. Getting the pivot to pull this club into the ball. I think I've got a video coming out in January of that. Probably a half speed. Lovely little fade. It's a little bit of result based. It's definitely not distance, especially if you're slowing. But it's definitely being able to join these dots to give you the awareness whilst you're in motion. Because as we know, it's blink and you miss it, isn't it? Normal speed, especially under a bit of pressure, first tee, shots we don't like and all that. Little pull, I don't mind a pull. Little 5-yard pull. Working on speeds is one of the secrets, by the way. Well, one of the secrets to improvement and learning and being able to make some changes. Okay, a little bit quicker, like 6 or 7. Is there any difference between the 6 and 7 and the slow-mo in terms of feeling? Maybe a little bit, always will be. It's always a bit more let go. There's always going to be a bit more release because the forces of the club are getting pulled a little bit more. Back to a slow motion one. Remember, you can do practice swings in between these. Don't necessarily need to hit one ball after another. For the purpose of the video, I am. I think you've got better things to do on Christmas Eve, eh? Watch me whacking balls or practice swinging anyway. There's my practice swings. Practice swings are great because we don't have that thing there to hit. So it allows us to kind of really gel everything together. So I'm really focusing on getting this shoulder after that movement, getting this shoulder into that ball line as possible. See if I can match that as best as I can. Kind of speed this up a bit. Okay, really pulled that badly. So you can see with the ball tracker, hopefully, probably missed that 10 yards left. Okay, don't know what happened there. This is where the ball is the best teacher, like I've said, is I've probably really focused on getting my shoulder out, but I forgot to do the shallowing bit. So I pulled it across myself with my shoulder. So I probably did that really well, but the plane was too left, you see, the path. Okay, let's really get this kind of shallowing motion going first. There we go. Left and a bit of fade. Right, so that's the last of the join the dots and the speed swings. Now we're going to go on to target practice now. Okay, so you can see the yellow flag out there with the drone. I've got 2 targets, 2 sticks either side, 5 yards, 15 foot either side. So we've got a 30-foot radius between the 2. I haven't practiced too much. I'm not expecting miracles. It's 155 away yards. So I've got a 7-iron here and I've got rubber balls, so that's the excuses out the way. So anyway, let's see how many I can get in between. So I'm just going to kind of go for it now. Let's see how well I can get on. Not bad for the first one, I'll take it. Oof, can I go home now? It really does make it real when you really hone into something in terms of a target. You know, I'm over that shot, not as fluid, I would say, in my brain as I was on the previous ones when I was just hitting, and that's the difference, isn't it? That's why it's good to practice target, because it makes it kind of real life a little bit. Makes it easier to go on the course anyway. Tiny bit left, but inside the gate. When we're on the course, isn't it? Everything narrows in. You've got targets, you've got hazards out there you've got to try and avoid. So it is difficult and it is different. This is where this can be a good bridge between the 2. Let's see if I can make a hole in one for you. That is looking pretty on it, to be fair. Oh, wouldn't that be something? Little Christmas hole in one. Oh, there's the bad one. Pole way outside the gate. Oof. Didn't get into that at all. I was behind it, so my hands took over. Okay, because I thinned it a little bit as well, so there wasn't that compression there. Okay, so that's where I can learn. So let's see if I can correct that straight away. Let's get into this with my little bit of shallowing and then really get into it. That's better. Fade, fade. Difficult golf, isn't it? What a difficult game. Wow, this thing's going, I don't know, 90 odd miles an hour, and it's just relying on a small little bit here and the ball, and it's 155 yards away and a little bit of drizzle, and you've got to get it. So difficult. Okay. Pew. So landing. Oh, go right. Oh. I'm going to have to give that one to the golfing gods. It didn't go through. There we go. Faded just off it, but I missed it. First one to the right this time. Oh, that was thin to win. Close. Best strike of the day anyway. Oh, I was a bit thin here. Just about holding. Just about holding. Not easy conditions, it's pretty drizzly now. Oh, I slipped a bit. Hit it a bit heavy. Straight though. Okay, 2 more. Come on, fade a bit more. Okay, let's blend these dots up. Let's go for it. Give you my best shot to finish. Pretty similar. Oh. It just gives you a little bit of an idea of what you can try and do in terms of breaking down a practice session. That can go for chipping, short game putting. You can work on technique with your stroke, and then you At the end you work on a result-based exercise and see how you get on. So that statement about little and often is absolutely perfect. And this type of thing, what I've shown you here, is different type of practice. It's structured practice. It's breaking your swing, breaking your mechanics down, and then letting it go at the end. Okay everyone, so for myself and a very drizzly Chestfield actually, we bid you farewell. If you're playing golf, have a great golfing day, have a great golfing week, and we'll see you on the next video. So for myself and Trev, just interested in this tennis ball, we'll see you next time. Have a great Christmas and we'll see you then. Cheerio.